And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Don Percy here, future voice of the Cardinals. And today here at on Pope Prep Productions, the Amherst Regional Hurricanes will take on the Pope Francis Cardinals. As we saw, the last time we were live streaming a game was about a week ago, as it was the Pope Francis Varsity boys, and they would take on, I believe, the Westfield Bombers, as this game is just about set underway for play. So the baseball team will take the road today, and we're wishing them the best of luck versus Fairfield Prep, as Pope will start out with it right away. This is the offense we've been wanting to see all year long from both of the lacrosse teams. As this year so far, unfortunately, the boys have not had that great of a season going to 1-10 over, I believe, the week and a half that we have been since we've live streamed. However, these Cardinals, coming off of a 18-11 win versus Hoosick Valley, as they'll certainly look to add on to that, the 6-2 record that they have this game. As a steal there right in front of that. It's stolen by, I believe, Cameron Dickinson. She shoots and she scores. Her first goal of the game, less than a minute in, and the Cardinals will take the early 1-0 lead in the first quarter. Again, the last time these two teams went head-to-head, I believe, was just about the beginning of the season. Amherst would win in blowout fashion, an 18-2 the score. Today, the Cardinals are looking to turn things around. Again, Amherst coming into this game in the Division II League undefeated this season so far. A perfect 9-0 record coming off of their latest win versus Granby, being an 8-5, really another blowout win on home turf for them. As the Cardinals will look to add on to their 6-2 record, as Amherst immediately coming back with it now, looking to get the equalizer here for Amherst. Again, we saw Cameron Dickinson in front of the Amherst goal. Shot in a goal less than a minute in. This is what the Cardinals do. Shot save made there by Zoe Shepard. Easy save for her. She'll look to stretch it upfield. She was trying to get a pass, I believe, off to Coral Martins. But instead, she'll get the pass over to Ava Mowbray again. Over the stretch, we've talked about this. It was boys baseball. Unfortunately, they would fall 7-0 as Caitlin Ondrick this way and that inside out, trying to fire a shot off, but it is a save made by the Amherst goalkeeper, Cedar Conrad. So both goalies with their first save of the night. As Amherst looking to get it up the field now, and they will take it up, as it is Zoe Candito, if I'm saying that correct. She's looking upfield, tried to get a stretch pass into the middle of the zone, but instead it'll be sent wide there. As Amherst will start out far on the right side of the field. Again, a stacked day here for the Pope athletes. Girls softball on the field. I believe they're coming off of, their record, if I'm not mistaken, is 8-1 going into their game today. Boys, again, we said they're hitting the road, a game versus Fairfield Prep in Connecticut. So we'll wish them the best of luck. But for now, it'll be the Cardinals looking to play lockdown D, as they had the opening goal less than a minute into the game. As defense there by Kiera Fitzgerald. Again, we sure did miss a lot of things over, I believe it was the week span of no lacrosse games and a bunch of away games. It was Kiera Fitzgerald. She would get her 100th point as a Cardinal. One of the second milestones we've seen so far this year. First, it was Caitlin Ondrick with her 100th goal. I believe she's well into the 100. I believe above 110, probably close to 120, at least by now. It has been a while. As Amherst going this way in that top shelf, and they score. As it is Amherst with the equalizer, and this game is tied up at 1 apiece with just about 8:50 remaining in the opening quarter of play. Again, the last time these two teams went head-to-head, it was Amherst winning in dominating fashion, an 18-2 blowout win on Amherst turf. The Cardinals are going to look to turn things around and add on to their 6-2 record that they have so far, and hopefully give Amherst their first loss of the season. Again, Amherst coming into this, for those you at home that missed it, undefeated Division II coming into this game, a perfect 9-0 record. As the face-off here, I believe, will be taken by Caitlin Ondrick. Face-off won by Amherst as they get it immediately back into the Cardinal zone. So it's a scramble for there. I believe it is Hannah Keeney whacking at it there. but instead it'll be Caitlin Andre coming out with it, looking to add on to her 100 and I believe probably close to 115 goals in her career by now. As she'll cycle it back around over for Caitlin Griffin. The Cardinals looking to take back the 1-goal lead that they had a minute in. Griffin will cycle it back off to Ava Mowbray, but I believe we have a slash called, if I am not mistaken. So I believe it will result in a penalty shot. So play there. It'll be Mowbray passing it off over to Jordan Baylett. Baylett tried to find the pass over to Karen Dickinson, looking for her second of the goal of the game, but instead it'll be sent out of play. I believe Amherst will start with it out of their own end. Again, what the schedule will look like, hopefully for the viewers and the folks at home, what the schedule will look like. Monday, we are going to look like we are going to bring you boys lacrosse versus South Hadley. Make sure to tune in for that at 5 p.m. Then Tuesday, I myself nor AJ will be here for, I believe, the softball game versus Belchtown, if we do end up live streaming that. Wednesday, we have a day off. And Thursday, I believe you will be hearing the true voice of the Cardinals, AJ Gonzalez, for what could be one of his last games calling this spring year. Certainly, it'll be his first, I believe, of this year, as I believe we will be live streaming baseball versus St. Paul's, and then Friday you will hear AJ again. And I believe what will be a doubleheader, it will be boys lacrosse and girls lacrosse. Boys lacrosse will take on Amherst, and girls lacrosse will take on Chebie Comp. But for now, it'll be Amherst starting back up at a shot, or an inadvertent pass off the head of the Amherst player. I believe it was Tyler Sedick. So Amherst will take it back around the net. Again, this game still tied 1-1 apiece. Pope came out, breaking the ice. The first goal of the game. As I believe the save was made there by Zoe Shepard. So the Cardinals will start out with it in their own zone. Or excuse me. I'm really behind on this. Amherst scored, and the game is now 2-1. Amherst has gotten their first lead of the night. And they take the lead 2-1 with 6:16 remaining in the first quarter. So with this, Caitlin Ondrick will take the face-off at center field. Again, we got a stacked schedule ahead for next week. Boys lacrosse, baseball, and girls lacrosse coming to you Monday, Thursday, and Friday, I believe. So face-off there is won by Amherst, so they'll take it around a backhanded pass. I believe that was over to Zoe Candu, as Amherst just going this way in that inside and out. Trying to fire a shot off there is blocked, though. So Amherst will try to regroup behind their own net, as hustling to try to keep the ball in play. There was Claire Del Rosso. But instead it'll be Amherst starting behind the Pope net. Just under 6 minutes remaining in the first quarter. As they'll take it now. For the Hurricanes, it'll be Zoe Candido. A stretch pass. It was off, I believe, to Avery Como. As she still has it now, trying to go this way. And that inside pass, looking for an indirect shot with Taylor Sedick, but instead it'll bounce off over the net. So Amherst will take it still back out of the Cardinals' end. As it'll be scooped up and played there by Kiera Kuniff. Kuniff will take a lob pass over to Abby Como. As Amherst will just take their time with it now. Amherst going this way, and that tried firing a shot high. Almost hit off the crossbar, but instead it'll be sent wide. And Amherst still with the attacking zone pressure. If you're Pope right now, you got to get this ball out. Indirect shot there just goes wide of the net. Again, if you're the Cardinals right now, what you're looking at is you get it out of the zone and focus, not mainly more so on defense or offense, but keeping it in, I would say, probably center field more so. As Amherst will have a penalty shot here. As I believe it'll be Abby Como trying to fire shot, low shot, and she does right under the stick of Zoe Shepard, and Amherst with a 2-goal lead, as it is now a 3-1 lead for the Hurricanes with 4:23 remaining in the first quarter. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What time is that? Okay. Caitlin Ondrick taking the face-off now for the Cardinals. Again, for those of you just tuning in, it was Pope Francis breaking the ice with the first goal less than a minute in, but then it would be Amherst with 3 straight goals, and they now command a 3-1 lead. Again, the Cardinals looking to give Amherst their first loss of the season, as they have a perfect 9-0 undefeated record. As Caitlin Ondrick trying to find a pass inside. Tried getting a shot off, was Nora Flaherty, but it wouldn't go. Again, she picks up her own rebound, still scrambling for it there on the ground. Trying to scoop it up, but instead it'll be picked up by Cedar Conrad of the Amherst goalie. Tried to get a pass, I believe. That was off to Mendez Torres, but instead it'll be Pope possession, so they'll take it now. Jordan Baylett for the Cardinals, looking to double down for them so they can get their second goal of the game. She'll pass off to Ondrick, who passed it off to Ava Moultbury, who just had the pass there, but instead she picks it back up. And so Jordan Baylett cycle it off to Ondrick. Ondrick still looking for, I believe, what might be her 116th, if I'm correct. Tried to fire a shot off there as it was picked up. Instead, it will be Nora Flaherty, and I believe the rest has signaled for Amherst possession. Or, excuse me. Yes, for Amherst possession. So, just about 3 minutes left in play in the first quarter. Amherst with the 3-1 lead as they start up the field. Again, Amherst 2-0 in on Shepard. Try to make the save, and she does as Amherst fumbled it there. As they look to add on to make it possibly 4-1. Instead, it'll be a save made by Zoe Shepard. Again, Shepard coming up big. I believe 4 or 5 big stops here for the Cardinals to keep this a 2-goal game. As I believe the ref has blown the whistle, I believe this will be going in the way of the Cardinals. So it'll be Jordan Baylett giving a lead pass off over to Caitlin Ondrick. Ondrick in on net. Try to fire a shot top shelf, but she misses. So it'll still be Pope possession just behind the Amherst net. As Pope looking to keep this one goal before going into the second quarter. Again, with the Amherst Regional Hurricanes, you got to keep them to at minimum of a 2-goal deficit. Once you get any more than that, this game could turn into a runaway pretty quickly. As we have seen, Amherst does not give up on the attacking. They will keep going and going until Pope would make them force a defensive play. As this Amherst in on net between the legs of Zoe Shepard, and they score. As Amherst now with a 4-1 lead with just under 2 minutes remaining here. As I believe for the Regional Hurricanes, it was Tila Cedic. Cardinals still well within this game. A 3-goal deficit is plenty of time to make it up. Only the first quarter of play. 1:51 remaining in the first quarter. Again, for the folks at home, packed schedule today. Baseball hitting the road versus Fairfield Prep. Softball on the diamond over there. Looking at make it, I believe, their 9th win of the season. One of the best seasons that I believe the Cardinals spring sports have had so far, if I'm not mistaken. As the Cardinals will start out with it now along the far side of the right field. Hannah Keeney, still with it along the right side. Trying to make a play, look over for Caitlin Ondrick. She does. She gives a lead pass off over to Ondrick. Ondrick with 1:30 remaining. She'll pass over to Kiera Fitzgerald. Again, Kiera Fitzgerald, we said, over I believe it was the 1 week span that we did not record, she would get her 100th point as she gets a pass off over to Ava Moultbury. Tried faking the shot there over for Caitlin Ondrick. I believe was trying to get a pass off over to Kiera Fitzgerald. Kiera Fitzgerald over to Ondrick. Save made by Conrad. And another save was made by Conrad as the Pope Francis Cardinals starting to come to life here again. trying to get back to only the two goal deficit with just under a minute remaining here. There's a scramble for there as is Maylee Champlain, but instead it'll be picked up by Cameron Dickinson. Cameron Dickinson looking for her second goal of the game. Cardinals got to get it quick here. Under 50 seconds remaining here. Dickinson, a pass over to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald over to Baylett. Baylett this way and that, trying to break the ankles of the defender. Baylett with the pass over to Ava Mowbray. Mowbray over to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald trying to go this way and that. Looking for Caitlin Ondrick. Fitzgerald over to Mowbray. Back over to Baylett. Baylett trying to find an inside pass over to Ondrick. And she does. She scores! Caitlin Ondrick with her first goal of the game. And the Cardinals are within 2 now with just under 20 seconds remaining here. Again, you cannot give this Amherst team any leeway at all. Keeping them to a 2, if not 1 goal deficit is the absolute max you can go. Because once they start getting goals, as we saw back to back to back, Pope Francis with the opening goal a minute in, and then it would be Amherst with 3 straight goals. As the faceoff here will be taken by Caitlin Ondrick. With just under 20 seconds to play, can the Cardinals get another goal quick here and make it a 1-goal game before the quarter ends? Face-off won by the Cardinals, but the ref, I believe, will rule in a violation, so it'll be going the way of Amherst. Amherst with just under 10 seconds left. They got to fire off a shot if they want any chance at scoring. Amherst still with it now. Time ticking down. 3 seconds left. Tried to get a lob pass in, but instead it'll be Caitlin Ondrick. And with that, the first quarter will come to a close. 4-2 the score. The Amherst Regional Hurricanes leading. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Champions play here live on Pope Prep. Coming up, the second quarter of play on Pope Prep Productions. Second quarter of play just about underway here live on Pope Prep as the Amherst Regional Hurricanes with a 4-2 lead over the Cardinals coming into the second quarter. As netting the goals for the Cardinals, it would be Cameron Dickinson and Caitlin Ondrick. Again, Dickinson scoring a minute into play for these Cardinals. And then it would be Amherst straight with 3 goals to give them a 2-goal lead. Then it would be 4 goals straight to give them a 3-goal lead. But then it would be Caitlin Ondrick cutting it down to a 2-goal lead, as Amherst will start out with it right away. But instead it will be picked up by Caitlin Ondrick. Caitlin Ondrick up the left, up the right. Our right of the field in the in the box. A pass over to Jordan Baylett. Baylett over to Champlain. Maylee Champlain over to Kiera Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald. Pass over to Ondrick. Ondrick looking for her second goal of the night. Trying to walk in this way and that. Almost broke the ankles there of the defender. As Baylett will take it now with a pass over to Ava Moltbury. Moltbury trying to drive it on that save made by Conrad. And with that, she'll scoop it up, and Amherst will start out with it again. Up center field. A stretch pass. As the Hurricanes come down with it now. Again, Amherst looking to make it back to a 3-goal lead, as it was the Cardinals. The Cardinals scoring with just under 20 seconds remaining, and they would turn it into a 2-goal lead for the Regional Hurricanes. And with this, I believe it'll be Amherst going to the line for a penalty shot. And just like that, they score, as I believe it was Kiko Bomick for the Amherst Regional Hurricanes. And with that, the Hurricanes recommand a 3-goal lead, 10:31 into the second quarter of play. Face-off coming here for the Cardinals. It'll be Caitlin Ondrick taking it. How many things do you have watching? 1. Face-off won by Amherst as they'll take it back into the Pope zone. Again, with the 3-goal lead, they're looking to make it 4 here just about 10 minutes left remaining in the second quarter. Amherst will start out with it now. This way and that, inside out. Trying to go around Pope defenders, but it won't work. So instead, Amherst will go back to the 25-yard line and start out again. Again, Pope, if you're Pope right now, you got to start playing lockdown defense, as that shot there just went wide of the post. Again, back to what we were saying. If you're Pope right now, you got to retain that lockdown defense. Giving Amherst, even giving them the smallest bit of space, they'll take it and they will capitalize on it. And it could lead to another goal, unfortunately. But from what we've seen so far, it has been a close game, unlike the other game where Pope and Amherst first played. It was an 18-2 win for the Hurricanes. They won in dominating fashion on home turf for the Amherst Regional Hurricanes, as they'll take it in now, trying to fire off a shot. Maybe this going this way and that, inside out. But they'll leave a pass back outside the zone for Abby Como. Again, Como, I believe, looking for her hat-trick goal, as that shot whistled just wide above the net. So it'll be Amherst starting out behind the Cardinal net, as they look to make it a 4-goal lead here with just under 9 minutes remaining. Fake shot there, I believe, was by Kiko Bomick. But instead, it'll be picked up by Caitlin Ondrick. Ondrick looking for upfield, gets a stretch pass over to Ava Moltenbury. Moltenbury inside out, trying to break the ankles of the defenders. Trying to drive to the net. She does. Shot just goes over the net. And with 8:30 remaining, the Cardinals will start back out behind the Amherst net. Again, so it'll be Caitlin Ondrick starting out for the Cardinals. A pass in front looking for Cameron Dickinson, but instead it'll be shot just wide of the net. As it was Jordan Baylett breaking the ankles of the Amherst defenders, trying to find an indirect pass, I believe, over to Jordan Baylett. As the Cardinals will scramble for it now, as I believe the ball is sent out of play on the far right side of the field. So with 7:40 left, it'll be Ella Negron taking it in for the Cardinals. Pass over to Coral Martins. Martins over to Ella Negron. Or excuse me, it was Claire Del Rosso centering the ball in. So Amherst will start out with it along the left side. It'll be Caitlin Ondrick looking for her second goal of the game. Passing it over to Baylett. Baylett this way in that inside out, trying to fire a shot, but instead his stick checked out at the hands. And with this, I believe Jordan Baylett, if I am not mistaken, will go to the 25-yard line and try to get a shot on net for the Cardinals, making it their third goal of the game with just under 7 minutes remaining. Baylett faked the shot. I believe it was a sidestep there, trying to go around the Amherst defenders, but instead they'll come back the other way as a pass was picked off. Amherst looking to add on to the 5-2 lead that they have. Can they make it 6-2? The 4-goal gap. Stretch pass there, intercepted by Ella Negron, and I believe the Cardinals will take it back out in their own zone. Negron pass over to Claire De La Rosa over to Ondrick. Ondrick upfield now. Stretch pass over to Cameron Dickinson, looking for her second goal of the game. Again, Ondrick and Dickinson with the 2 goals for the Cardinals, with just under 6 remaining in the second quarter of play. As Amherst will try to look for a pass upfield, but instead it will be scooped up by Coral Martins. So Martins will start out with it along the 40-yard line. Upfield, stick check there, but I believe plays blown dead. So instead it will be Coral Martins restarting out with it, as she gets a stretch pass over to Baylett. Baylett looking on net. Pass in front of the net, as it was, I believe it was Nora Flaherty there who just missed it. So Amherst will start back out in their own end. But instead it will be Maylee Champlain picking it up for the Cardinals, looking for, I believe, her second goal of the season. Got her first goal, second game for the girls lacrosse team into the season. As I believe it was Nora Flaherty trying to drive to the net there. But it'll be stopped by Amherst. So the Cardinals will start out with it. As it'll be Nora Flaherty to the 15-yard line. Try to keep this game, try to make it a 2-goal game for the Cardinals, looking for their third goal of the game. Try to get an inside fake shot over to Baylett. Baylett inside over to Caitlin Griffin, and with that play is blown dead again, I believe. Again, what we've seen, Pope hasn't really been taking shots on these penalty shots. It hasn't been Pope really taking shots, but rather the fake pass to get the passing lane open and open up a scoring opportunity rather than taking the risk, and going straight for the net, which is a smart play, certainly by them so far. As I believe with this, it'll be a timeout taken by the Pope Francis Cardinals. So we will step aside with 4:07 remaining in the second quarter. Amherst with a 5-2 lead over the Cardinals. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Champions play here live on Pope Prep. Coming to you live here from Pope Prep, just off the Cardinals timeout, as they trail 5-2 to the Amherst Regional Hurricanes with 4:07 remaining in the second quarter. Again, halftime coming up. We will give you the Cardinal halftime and break down what we have seen so far in this game. As I believe it'll be Pope starting out with it in the Amherst zone, as they will look to make it their third goal of the game. Again, Ondrick and Dickinson with the goals for the Pope Francis Cardinals. Again, the Cardinals would strike first less than a minute into play, but then bada bing, bada boom, it would be the Amherst Regional Hurricanes with 4 straight goals, and they would take a 3-goal lead, but then it would be the Cardinals closing it to a 2-goal lead just before the end of the first, as Amherst will start out with it in their own end. A pass intercepted there by Kiera Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald looking to make it point number, I believe, 101. Fitzgerald tried to get a pass off over to Nora Flaherty, but instead it'll be picked off by Amherst, so it'll be Ondrick. Amherst will start out with it now in their own zone, looking upfield along the right side of the field. Darting up the field, looking to make it 6-2 with just under 4 minutes remaining as they get a stretch pass. In on goal, and they score. As it is Ava Carey with, I believe, her first goal of the game, and just like that, the Amherst Regional Hurricanes will take a 6-2 lead with just under 3:40 remaining in the second quarter. Caitlin Ondrick taking the face-off now for the Cardinals as they look to get back in this game again, down 4 goals. By the end of the second, really here you want to be down at a minimum of 3. Again, we said you want to keep these games close, as it was Amherst winning in blowout fashion last time, 18-2 the score. And right now they command a 4-goal lead over these Cardinals, as they're going to look to make it. I believe they'll look to make it at least, if not a 3-goal deficit, possibly a 2 before halftime. Face off there, won by Amherst, but instead the pass is picked off by Hannah Keeney. Hannah Keeney up the far right side of the field. Waiting with it now. She'll give a pass off over to Caitlin Griffin. Fumbled there, but still Griffin will start out with it. A pass back over to Kiera Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald looking inside, so trying to get the pass back to Caitlin Griffin, but instead it'll be sent just behind the net. And I believe it will be Pope possession, as it'll be Caitlin Griffin starting out behind the Cardinal net, looking for their 3rd goal of the game. Inside pass over to Kiera Fitzgerald. Couldn't get the shot off, so it'll be Amherst, I believe, with possession starting out with it. Or excuse me, no. It'll be Pope behind the Amherst net. Or excuse me. It'll be a penalty shot. I believe it was by Kiera Fitzgerald. But now it'll be Amherst starting out with it in their own zone with just under 2:30 remaining in the second quarter of play. As a stretch pass, I believe Amherst was looking there, but instead it'll be Coral Martins hustling there. And I believe the ref will signal in the way of the Cardinals. Martins has indirect pass over to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald over to Negron. Negron looking upfield, trying to find a stretch pass. She does. She finds Jordan Baylett. Baylett tried looking for a pass over to Ava Mowbray, and she does. Ava Mowbray with it. She'll scoop it up and regroup with it. A pass over to Hannah Keeney. Again, we saw Keeney turning on the Jets along the far right side of the field, as it was all speed looking to try to get the Cardinals their 3rd goal of the game. Pass back over to Ava Mowbray. Mowbray looking inside, trying to get the pass over to Caitlin Ondrick, looking for her 2nd goal of the game. But instead, it'll be taken there by the Amherst goalie, Cedar Conrad. Conrad with a stretch pass upfield. Amherst will start out with it now, looking to make it a 5-goal deficit before the end of the second quarter. Amherst with it now. Try to look to fire in an odd shot. But with 1:10, they'll just settle behind the Cardinal net as they're in no rush with a 4-goal lead. Just about a minute left to play here in the second quarter. Again, Cardinal halftime coming up. We're going to break down what we saw in the opening 2 quarters of play, and then we'll bring you what we will want to see the next 2 quarters of play to look to close out the game. Again, Amherst undefeated coming into this game, and they have certainly showed it so far. 9-0 their record. This way and that, trying to fire an odd angle shot, but instead it will be picked up by Zoe Shepard. So with 30 seconds left, it'll be Shepard taking it for the Cardinals. Tried to find a stretch pass, I believe, over to Caitlin Griffin, but instead it'll be stolen by Amherst, and they score. So with 24.6, Amherst will take a 5-goal lead with what is more than likely going to result in the score into halftime. Unless Amherst or the Cardinals can net a quick one here. Just under 25 seconds remaining in the second quarter. 7-2 the score. Again, once Amherst gets going, they're almost impossible to stop. We saw with the 18-2 dominating win on home turf for Amherst, the first time they played these Cardinals this year. As I believe it will be Caitlin Ondrick to center field to take the faceoff. Cardinals looking to net a quick one here. The faceoff is won by Amherst into the Cardinals zone. Ondrick scooping it up along the 50-yard line. They've got to work quick here if they want to make it a 4-goal game. Ondrick gets it stick checked out of her hands, but I believe the ref will signal for a penalty shot at the 20-yard line. I believe Ondrick will look for an indirect pass. Just under 10 seconds remaining here. Cardinals got to work quick. Ondrick, the pass over to Baylett. Baylett looking inside for a shot. Save made there by Conrad. So with 6 seconds left, Amherst will look to just tick the clock down. Again with a 5-goal commanding lead going into halftime. Cardinals looking to turn things around after the halftime. Again, we'll bring you the Cardinal halftime as I believe Amherst will start with it. But the ref will signal back in the Amherst zone. So they will start out with it with 3.6 seconds remaining. As we have a stoppage of play here. I'm not sure what the stoppage of play is, but Amherst will start out with it in their own zone. Clock reset to 6 seconds. Saw a couple seconds tick off there. As Amherst, I believe, will start out with possession again with 1.7 remaining. And I believe with that, we will go to halftime if I am not mistaken. The clock showing 0.4, but I believe the Cardinals will go to halftime, and we will. So yes, we will go to halftime. 7-2 the score for the Amherst Regional Hurricanes as they take a 5-goal lead into the halftime. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up, the Cardinal halftime. And stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Champions play here live on Pope Prep. Cardinal halftime coming to you live here from Pope Prep, as it is Amherst with a 5-goal lead coming into the halftime. Again, we saw the Cardinals with the opening goal less than a minute in, as it was Cameron Dickinson with the opening goal for the Cardinals and the opening goal of the game. But then it would be Amherst 4 straight goals, and they would have a 4-1 lead. And from that, it was all Amherst. Then with under a minute remaining, the Cardinals would score again and make it a 2-goal game. Other than that, the first quarter, which is what we have really seen, has been the only chance of offensive pressure for these Cardinals. Second quarter play, it died a little down, if I'm going to be honest. Amherst regained more of the attacking zone pressure, and they certainly have shown it so far, as it would be Amherst with 3 goals in the second quarter. Pope would go scoreless, and with that will lead us to the 7-2 score we have at the halftime. Key things that I would say, take away for the Cardinals. You got to stop playing on the defensive side. If you're the Cardinals right now, you've got to start getting shots in on, I believe, the goalie for the Amherst Regional Hurricanes, Cedar Conrad. You got to start getting shots in. They've done a great job. Zoe Shepard's been amazing in net for the Cardinals so far. But as far as the attacking zone pressure, it's got to be more for the Cardinals so far. More shots on net, I would say. And with that, they could definitely turn this into a 1-goal game probably by the end of the third quarter. But coming up, we have the third quarter of play. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Champions play here live on Pope Prep. Third quarter play just about ready and underway here live for the Cardinals as they trail 5 goals coming into the third quarter. As Caitlin Ondrick will take center field for the Cardinals, looking to get their third goal of the game. And like we said in the Cardinal halftime, if you're Pope right now, you got to start worrying about more attacking zone. You can't start worrying about defense because that's what Amherst will do. Make you worry about defense all game long, and before you know it, the game will come to an end, and they will have won it. So ball sent up into play as Amherst will take it. Amherst will take it back into into the Pope zone. As they look in on it, tried to fire off a shot, but instead it was sent wide. And I believe it'll be Amherst starting out with it back in their own zone. Amherst this way in that inside out, trying to get their 6th goal of the game. Again, these Cardinals, they got to start playing lockdown defense. Right now, the main priority down 5 goals. You really don't care about if another. You want to keep this game close, but you don't really care if another one goes in. You're looking at getting more goals for you. As Cameron Dickinson trying to fire a shot in on net. But instead, she'll take it back around the net and pass it back over to Nora Flaherty. A pass over to Caitlin Ondrick. Ondrick with it now along the 25-yard line. Trying to go this way and that. Into the Amherst zone. Looking for her 2nd goal of the game. Sidestep there as I believe play will be blown dead. And the ref will rule in the way of Pope. Fitzgerald with it now along the 25-yard line. Passing it over to Ondrick. Ondrick looking for her 2nd goal of the game. In on goal. Low shot save made there by Cedar Conrad. Pope right back out with the pressure as they look for a stretch pass in front, but it couldn't go there as it'll be Caitlin Ondrick picking it back up along the 25-yard line. Ondrick looking for an indirect pass. She gets it over to Ava Mowbray. Trying to get the Cardinals their 3rd goal of the game. Inside pass, and with that play is blown dead, and I believe the ref will rule in the way of Pope. So it'll be Ava Mowbray starting out with it on the 15-yard line. Mowbray trying to fire a low shot, save made there by Conrad. So Amherst will come back the other way with it. As they'll hustle for it now along the 20-yard line. But a good back check by Hannah Keeney. And Amherst, I believe, will start out with it again. So Amherst will start out with it as it'll be Abby Como with a pass over to Kiko Bomick. Bomick trying to look inside for a shot. She does, but the save is made by Zoe Shepard. And with that, Shepard will play it back around the Pope net for Clara De La Rosa. Instead, it's stolen by Amherst. As Amherst looking to add on, shot just goes low and wide of the Cardinal net. Pope trying to start out with it behind their own net. As I believe the ref will rule in the way of Pope here. I believe an infraction was taken by the Amherst Regional Hurricanes. So Amherst will start out with it behind their own net. Amherst trying to get a pass off in front. Save made by Zoe Shepard there, and the rebound is picked up by Jordan Bailey. Bailey will start it back upfield. Or at least we thought she would. And she still has it along the right side of the field, trying to get a stretch pass back over to Ava Mowbray, but instead it'll be sent out of play. I believe Amherst will start out with it going into the Cardinal zone. Amherst with it now, trying to go this way and that, add on to their 5-goal lead that they have nearly halfway through the third quarter. Again, what we've seen more by the Cardinals is it's been lockdown defense for them. So the Cardinals will start back out with it, as I believe the ball was sent out of play there by Caitlin Griffin. Amherst will start out with it back in their own zone. Stretch pass looking all the way upfield. I believe that was a passing for Tyler Sedick. But instead, it is unsuccessful, and the Cardinals will start out with it in their own zone, as it'll be De La Rosa starting out with a pass up over to Hannah Keeney. Keeney up the right field, looking for an inside pass. She'll pass it off over to Caitlin Ondrick. Ondrick looking for her second goal of the game. Trying to give the Cardinals their third. Just under 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter of play. As the pass there was jumbled by Jordan Baylett. The ball sent up into play. I believe with this, Pope will go to the line with a good scoring opportunity. As it'll be Jordan Baylett. Baylett with it now, trying to give the Cardinals their third goal of the game. Inside shot, and she does. She scores. Jordan Baylett with her first goal of the game, and the Cardinals are now now within 4, just 6:22 remaining in the third quarter. Ondrick to center field to take the face-off for the Cardinals. 6:22 remaining in the third quarter, down by 4. Again, the Cardinals have started to come to life here, as they've been really, as we said before, a lockdown defense for these Cardinals, keeping it so that the Amherst Regional Hurricanes have actually gone scoreless so far in this quarter. Face-off won by Ondrick. Into the Amherst zone as they'll scramble for it there on the 40-yard line, but the ref will rule in the way of Pope. Ondrick this way and that, looking for her second goal of the game. Instead, a lob shot there is made, and is a save made by the Amherst goalie, Cedar Conrad. Amherst starting back upfield with it now, trying to regain the 5-goal lead, as I believe there Amherst will go to the 20-yard line to look for a scoring opportunity. Just under 6 minutes remaining here on Pope Prep Productions. And the softball team hitting the diamond over on the other field. I believe we're still waiting for a current score on that game. And baseball hitting the road, playing Fairfield Prep. That game underway right about now. Amherst trying to get a shot in on net, but it is stopped by the aggressive Pope defense. So Amherst will go to the line with a good scoring opportunity here, as it'll be a penalty shot, as they look to regain the 5-goal lead that they once had. Amherst trying to get a shot on net, but it is fumbled there, and it's down on the ground along the 15-yard line. The ref will blow the whistle though and rule in the way of Pope. So with this, it'll be Cardinals starting out with it. It'll be Caitlin Ondrick in her own zone. And the Cardinals were with the 4-goal lead, as Ondrick tried to get a stretch pass over to Kiera Fitzgerald, but instead it'll be picked off by Amherst. So they look to come back the other way, trying to make Pope pay for the pass that they picked off, regain their 5-goal lead. Indirect pass there, as it was slapped down, I believe, by Kiko Bomick. And Amherst regains a 5-goal lead, as that was a lob pass, I believe, in front. And it was really a lucky shot there, as I believe with that, Pope will take a timeout. So with 4:24, we will step aside. Amherst regains the 5-goal lead. 8-3 the score remaining in the third quarter. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Champions play here live on Pope Prep. Back here live on Pope Prep, Amherst with a 8-3 lead. They regain the 5-goal lead in the third quarter play. 4:24 remaining. As Pope coming off of a timeout, as they did not, as really the way things have gone here in the third quarter, it's been a lot less down on the goal side, to say the least. As both teams have only scored 1 goal this quarter, but if you're Pope right now, 1 goal is not going to cut it. You got to start scoring 2-3 goals a quarter to even come close at beating this Amherst team. As Andrick will take the draw at center field, the ref blows the play dead, so it'll be, Hannah Keeney starting out with it on the right side of the field. Keeney with a pass over to Ava Mowbray. Mowbray trying to go along the right side of the field, but instead it will be picked up by Amherst. So Amherst will come back down the far right side of the field, but with that play is stopped. Amherst will start out with it back in the Pope zone. Looking to add on to their 5-goal lead that they have so far. Again, the last time these two teams went head-to-head, it was a dominating score. 18-2 the final on Amherst turf. Pope looking to turn things around here. They got to do it quick, though, certainly, as I believe, as with only about 1 quarter remaining, as that shot couldn't get on net there. So Zoe Shepard will start out back with it behind the Cardinal net. A pass over to Ella Negron. Negron up the left side of the field. Try to get an indirect pass off over to Jordan Baylett, and she does, as I believe the ref will signal in the way of Amherst. As it was Negron looking for a pass back over to Jordan Baylett. But Amherst tried coming out with it. I believe plays blown dead again here. So with just under 2:50 remaining in the third quarter, Amherst will start back out with it at just about center field. Cardinals will start back out with it in their own end. Ella Negron up the far right side of the field. Going to get the Cardinals their 4th goal of the game. Pass over to Caitlin Andrick, who's scooping for it on the ground. But instead, Amherst will come out back with it the other way. As plays blown dead here. But Amherst will restart out with it in their own zone. Up and down the field they go here at Pope Prep. Amherst with a shot in on net, and they score. As Amherst will now take a 6-goal lead. Just under 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. And Amherst with a 9-3 lead. And the Cardinals, they got to start closing the gap before it gets to too much of a runaway here for them. As time is slowly ticking down for the Cardinals late in the game. Andrick to take the face-off at center field. Face-off won by Amherst as they try to get it back in their own zone. Cardinals trying to regain some attacking zone pressure. But instead, I believe we have a yellow card issued to Cameron Dickinson. So with that, she will head off the field. So Amherst will start out with it back in their own zone. Pope down a man. Down a man here. As the pass is picked off. It's Jordan Baylett trying to get a shorthanded goal here for the Cardinals. Baylett looking around. Trying to get a lead pass off over to Caitlin Griffin, but instead Amherst will start out with it back in their own zone. But the pass is picked off again by Caitlin Andrick. Pope looking to get a shorthanded goal here. Andrick trying to drive to the net, but she'll resettle back around the net as a pass there. A little too high for Hanakini. So Amherst will come back the other way along the right side of the field. Looking to add on, make it 10 for the score. But instead they are stopped there, and with just about a minute remaining in the third quarter, Amherst will have possession in the Pope zone as they will go to the 25-yard line. Amherst looking for an indirect pass. Trying to get inside on net. Can they make it 10 before the third quarter ends? Again, this quarter we've seen it's been majority all Amherst. They've had 2 goals so far, Pope with only 1. As that pass, I believe, sneak by Shepard, and they score again as it is now 10-3. The score for the Amherst Hurricanes, 37.3 remaining. And with this, the Cardinals will look to just get out of this quarter only down by, down by 7. But really, the Cardinals have given Amherst a little too much leeway here. And from now, we have seen scores, miracles made here. 8-7 goals erased on the scoreboard. This would be a day for the ages here if the Cardinals can come back. 37.3 remaining in the third quarter. Andrick to take the draw at center field. 10-3 the score. Amherst with a 7-goal lead. And the faceoff is won by the Cardinals back into their own zone, but Amherst will come out with it. As Amherst will just look to tick down the clock here. As Negron pushing a player around the outside of the 10-yard line. Amherst trying to get a lead pass in on net, as I believe it was sent just through the goal crease. But Amherst still relentless on the attacking zone pressure. 10 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. They got to get a shot off quick. Shot in on net, and they score. They get it, as the score is now 11-3 in favor of the Amherst Regional Hurricanes. And with 6.9 seconds remaining in the third quarter, Amherst with a 8-goal lead, the largest gap we have seen so far in this game. And if you're Pope right now, at this point late in the game, it's just all attacking zone pressure. You can't start worrying about defense this late in the game. You're already down 8 goals. It's all attacking zone pressure from here. Andrick will take the face-off with 6.9 remaining in the third quarter. Andrick wins the draw. The ball is at the feet of the Cardinals players. Andrick will have to look to fire a shot in, but she can't. And with that, the third quarter will come to a close as the Amherst Regional Hurricanes open up the scoring as they have an 11-3 lead coming into the fourth quarter. As we will step aside, 11-3 the score. Stay tuned. The fourth quarter of play coming to you live here on Pope Prep. Stay tuned. Champions play here live on Pope Prep. Fourth quarter of action coming to you live here on Pope Prep. Andrick will take the opening draw for the fourth quarter at center field as the Amherst Regional Hurricanes opened up the scoring in the third quarter as it was just all attacking zone for them. Relentless pressure, and they lead by a score of 11-3 going to the final quarter of play. Pope starting out with the early attacking zone pressure. This is what we've wanted to see from them all night so far. Hannah Keeney with it now. A lob pass over to Jordan Baylett. Baylett looking inside. Cameron Dickinson back into the game, as we saw late in the third quarter play there. She received a yellow card, but now the Cardinals back to even strength. Andrick looking inside, trying to get a shot off, but she'll pass over to Baylett. Baylett looking off over to Ava Moltbray. Moltbray over to Caitlin Griffin. Griffin trying to fire a shot on net. Instead, it'll be Caitlin Griffin who sails it high over the net. So the Cardinals will start out back behind the Amherst net with just about 11 minutes remaining here in the final quarter of play. Again, like we've said, we've got a stacked week of live stream coming to you, as it'll be next week. It'll be Monday. As a shot and a goal, I believe that was by Caitlin Griffin. And what a response that is, as a minute 15 into the quarter. Pope with their fourth goal of the game. Caitlin Griffin, I believe, with her first goal of the game. And the Cardinals are now down by 7 with 10:44 remaining. Remaining in the fourth quarter. Again, as I was saying before, I was interrupted by the quick scoring of the Cardinals. Stacked week ahead coming to you here on Pope Prep, as we will give you boys lacrosse, I believe, on Monday versus South Hadley at 5 p.m. Then we've got a little bit of a break, as I myself nor AJ will be able to be here on Tuesday for the softball game versus Belchertown. I am unaware if we are going to live stream that or not. Then Thursday, we will bring you baseball, as they'll take on St. Paul's at 4. Make sure to tune in for that. As we saw last week, it was the long and awaited first baseball game of the season. Unfortunately, the Cardinals would fall to the Bombers, Westfield Bombers, 7-0 the score. And then Friday, to round it all off, we will have we have a doubleheader, boys lacrosse versus Amherst, and girls lacrosse versus Chicopee Comp. To round off the week, it'll be a doubleheader. 5 p.m. boys lacrosse, 7 p.m. girls lacrosse, as Amherst going back the other way, shot and they score. As with 9:44 remaining in the fourth quarter, it'll be Amherst regaining the 8-goal lead. And the score now 12-4 here on Pope Prep. Yeah. It's not glass. I know. Don't get it everywhere. And now put it back on your screen.
Wait, no. Let me see.
Now put it on your screen.
Hold on. Wait, no. It needs to work correct.
Opening draw here for the Cardinals. Andrick will start out with it immediately into the Amherst zone as they look to get some attacking zone pressure here. As again, we saw them the opening opening minute and 15. They got their first goal of the quarter, as it was Caitlin Griffin, if I am not mistaken. And Amherst will start out with it now in the Cardinals zone at the 30-yard line with just about 9 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Amherst with an 8-goal lead. We saw that it was they opened the scoring up as a lob shot there, a save made by Zoe Shepard. So Shepard will start out with it for the Cardinals, looking upfield, trying to get a pass. She's looking up. Pass is picked off there. Shepard got to hurry back to the net, and she does, and the shot is sent just wide. Great hustle there made by Shepard to get back into the net. Luckily, the shot for the Amherst Regional Hurricanes went wide. And with 8:40 remaining, Amherst will start out with it behind the Cardinal net. Again, Amherst looking for their 10th win of the season, which can they get tonight is the question. And the last time these two teams went head-to-head, it was Amherst winning in dominating fashion as, again, another goal is scored, making it 13-4 the score now, as this game is slowly turning into a runaway here live on Pope Prep. But anyways, the last 5 times these two teams went head-to-head, it was April 25th of 2024, actually just about a week ago today, excuse me, and Amherst would win 18-2 the score. Then a year before that, Pope would get their victory over the Amherst Regional Hurricanes by a score of 11-9. A year before that, it would be Pope again with the win, 10-8, and then it would take go back 3 years. Amherst would win 19-15, a 34-goal game, one of the highest we have seen here. And then back in 2018, it would be Amherst winning by a score of 20-4. Again, a 3-year stretch. We saw that on Pope. It was the Pittsfield Generals. I believe it was their 3rd time ever playing the Cardinals. The Cardinals are still undefeated against the Generals in their history. And I believe it was also the boys facing off against Tantascwa on that very rainy and cold night. Unfortunately, they would fall by a score of 10-4. But again, that would be only their 4th time in school history playing each other, as they, I believe, are 1-3 against the Tantascwa Warriors. Amherst will start out with it now, trying to get a shot in on net, but a save is made by Shepard. And so with less than 7:20 remaining here, the Amherst Regional Hurricanes still with a 9-goal lead now. They look to make it more here as Caitlin Griffin will look upfield, far right side of the field, along the 25-yard line, trying to drive to the net. The shot goes wide over the net. And so the Cardinals will look to regroup behind the Amherst net. Just under 7 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter. Again, we've seen it's been all Amherst here really in the last 2 quarters of play. Not much the Cardinals have done. It's been the 2 quick goals, I believe, a minute 15 into the 4th quarter, and in the and in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Other than that, it has been all Amherst on the attacking zone pressure, as they will start out with it now behind their own net, looking to add on to the 9-goal lead that they have. Can they make it 10? A stretch pass was looking upfield, but instead it will be picked off by Caitlin Griffin. And so Griffin will look around and pass over to Kiera Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, the pass over to Ondrick, looking for her 2nd goal tonight. But instead she'll pass back over to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, over to Baylet. Bayland tried to get the pass over to Ava Mowbray, but instead there is taken along the left side of the field lines. And it'll still be Ava Mowbray with it now. Looking to go in on net. Around with it now. She picks it back up over to Caitlin Ondrick. Ondrick looking to go in on net. Trying to fake a shot there. She's in on net. Going this way and that. But I believe we have a crease violation if I'm not mistaken. Or excuse me. No. Ondrick will go to line to take a penalty shot. And a golden opportunity here for the Cardinals to get their 5th goal of the game with just about 5 minutes remaining. And with this, the Cardinals will take a timeout with a golden scoring opportunity. 13-4 the score here in the 4th quarter. The dying moments of this game coming down. Pope with down 9 with 5 minutes remaining. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Champions play here live on Pope Prep. Coming off a timeout here for the Cardinals. Ondrick with a golden scoring opportunity here to get her second goal of the game with 5:04 remaining in the fourth quarter. As a shot there meant to be an indirect shot, but it'll sail over the net. So with just under 5 minutes remaining, the Cardinals still down 9 goals here in the fourth quarter. As the shot there, it was Cameron Dickinson with her second goal of the game. And just like that, the Cardinals are now down 8 as the score is 13-5. As 13-5 the score. Andre go head back to the center field for the Cardinals. 4:52 remaining in the final quarter of play. Cardinals down 8 goals. Can they come back is the question. From now on, it's going to be all offensive pressure here for these Cardinals. No holding back at all. Andre will take the draw. But the Hurricanes get it back in their own zone as they look to get into the Pope zone. And they look to add on, making it back, get it back to a 9-goal lead. Can they do it is the question. 4:30 remaining in the fourth quarter. Amherst trying to drive to the net. They are shut down by the defense of the Cardinals. As I believe Amherst will head to the far right side of the field, about the 10-yard line. In on net, rings off the post. As Amherst will pick it back up, looking to get it back in on net. That shot there again, off the post again. Amherst back in on net again. Cardinals just letting Amherst really walk through now. I mean, Zoe Shepard playing unbelievable this game. The Hurricanes with 2 straight shots right off the iron. And with this, they will head to the 15-yard line with 3:40 remaining in the fourth quarter. Can they make it back to a 9-goal lead? Yes, they do. They score. And with that, the Hurricanes regain a 9-goal lead with 3:36 remaining in the fourth quarter. As I believe it'll be Ondrick again up to center field to take the face-off for the Cardinals. Face-off coming here for the Cardinals. Caitlin Ondrick taking it at center field. 3:36 remaining in the fourth quarter. As the draw is won by Amherst, they'll take it back into the Cardinal zone. Looking to extend upon it. Can they make it a 10-goal deficit here on Pope Prep? Amherst this way and that, trying to juke around the Pope defenders. But it'll prove unsuccessful. As a side pass is shot there, but a save's made by Zoe Shepard with just about 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. The pass there, I believe, over to Ella Negron, as she'll take it back with her along the 35-yard line. Try to get the pass over to Caitlin Ondrick, but it is blown dead, and Amherst will restart with it at the 40-yard line. Dying moments of this game. 3 minutes remaining. Pope down 9 goals. The score will more than likely hold from a viewpoint with just about 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. So Amherst will start out with it. Can they make it a 10-goal lead is the question here on Pope Prep. Amherst trying to rifle a shot. That rings off the iron again. 3 posts hit in, I would say, under 2 minutes. As Amherst will come back out with it now in the far left corner of the field as the ball is scooped up there by Claire De La Rosa. But Amherst will start out back with it at the 20-yard line. 2 minutes remaining here in regulation. Fourth quarter action coming to you live here on Pope Prep. The Cardinals trail by 9 goals. As the score will more than likely hold here. Maybe 1 or 2 more goals scored by either side. But it is looking like the Amherst Regional Hurricanes will come out with this victorious as that pass up over to Jordan Bailey. Bayless scrambling for it now at the 40-yard line, as she'll take Ava Moultrie will take possession now, trying to go in on net. She does, but she gets the pass up over the net. So the Cardinals will take it behind the Amherst zone with just under a minute remaining here in regulation. As it'll be Nora Flaherty taking it for the Cardinals. Trying to get a pass inside on net. Here Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald looking inside. Trying to get the pass. She gets it over to Caitlin Griffin and she scores. It's her second goal of the game. 14-6 the score here in the fourth quarter. 1:02 remaining. And with this, the Cardinals now down by 8. But unfortunately, I think it is too late, too soon for the Cardinals. So they will more than likely fall to 6-3 on the season. Amherst again will remain undefeated. 10-0 their record will more than likely be after this game. As we will bring you the Cardinal post game, what we saw, we'll break it down live on Pope Prep just after this game is over. As Amherst starts out with it, winning the draw, trying to regain the 9-goal lead that they had just under a minute remaining here in regulation. As they'll take it along the 30-yard line. A lob pass back over for them. And Amherst just cycling it around. Just trying to waste time here on the 25-yard line. As it was Tyler Seedick, I believe. A nice movement on that, but it'll sail just wide of the net. So just under 30 seconds remaining here. Amherst will more than likely just tick down the final seconds of this game. 14-6 will more than likely be the final here for the Cardinals. As a shot there saved made by Zoe Shepard, but the rebound is left out. Amherst scrambling for it now, trying to make it 15 in the dying seconds. As a shot there was blocked off the head, I believe, of Abby Como. And we hope she's okay, as she blocked that shot right off the head. So with 6.4 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, she'll get up. And we hope she's okay. Or excuse me, she took that shot right to the mouth. As she gets off the field, wishing her that she's okay. So with 6.4 seconds remaining, 14-6 the score here in favor of Amherst. So this score will more than likely hold unless Amherst can get a quick shot in on net. But unfortunately, the Cardinals are going to fall today, with the score being 14-6 the final, as Caitlin Ondrick will just tick down the final seconds in this game. And that will do it. 14-6 the final here on Pope Prep. Coming up next, we have the Cardinal postgame. We'll break down what we saw throughout this game. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Champions Play here live on Pope Prep. Cardinal postgame coming to you here live on Pope Prep as the Cardinals would fall a score of 14-6 the final, as Amherst will improve still to 10-0 on the season, remaining undefeated. Cardinals will fall to 6-3, as really it was a close game here in the first quarter. 4-2 the score after the first quarter of play, but then it would be Amherst opening up the scoring. 6-3 after the second quarter, and come end of the game, come third quarter and fourth quarter, it was all Amherst. Pope could not retain the attacking zone pressure. Again, we saw a couple of goals. Caitlin Ondrick, Jordan Ballett, Caitlin Griffin, and I believe Cameron Dickinson with the opening goal of the game. But it would not be enough here on Pope Prep as the Cardinals fall 14-6 the final here on Pope Prep. And that'll just about do it, as this is Don Percy, the future voice of the Cardinals, signing off saying so long from Springfield, thank you, and good night.